Hey guys, Spencer Coffman here with the Internet Hustler YouTube channel. Today we are talking about end-of-life insurance. Hello and welcome to the Internet Hustler YouTube channel. My name is Spencer Coffman. Today we are talking about long-term care, disability, and critical illness insurance. Also kind of like the end of life. You hope it's the end of your life, but in the cases of disability or critical illness, it could be happen all too soon. But we're talking about those types of insurance, not really life insurance, which should be called death insurance because it only gets paid out when you die. So this is insurance that you can get, and it will help you if something happens in your lifetime. So let's break them down and see what they are. First of all, disability insurance. More people are going to be disabled and have some type of a disability happen. You're more likely to have that happen than to die in some type of an accident. So disability insurance is something that you definitely want to consider. And what does that mean? It means that if you are ever disabled and you can no longer do your job, if it's a work-related disability insurance, or if you just have general disability insurance, that one's better, by the way. If you have a general disability insurance, then it means if you become disabled in any way and a doctor declares you disabled, then depending on your policy, from the day the doctor says you are clinically or medically disabled, some policies are 90 days, some might be 6 months, then you start getting payments of a percentage of whatever that policy value is. And so that's good to have, because for me, for example, if I were to become disabled, it would mean like maybe I can no longer talk, or maybe my brain is no longer functioning properly, something like that. If that were to happen, then I could get diagnosed clinically disabled and then still draw an income from that insurance policy. Now, if you have something that's work-related disability insurance, then in this example, that would be like if I lose my voice, I can no longer do this. And so usually that's for a term. They're going to pay that, and then eventually they're going to be like, all right, you're still able-bodied, go get a job and do something else. We're cutting off that temporary disability insurance. And so that's why the other one is better, because it's for any disability and they'll keep paying you. Okay, so that's disability insurance. Number two, long-term. Well, let's skip to the next one. Let's go to critical illness. Critical illness insurance is something like if you were to get a critical illness that's long-term. So this is something like if today you were diagnosed with a brain tumor, but it wasn't terminal. So it's something you're going to live with, but it's a critical illness. You're going to need treatments forever. If you got cancer, maybe like some form of mild leukemia, where you now have to take a pill all the time and your energy levels are lower, or if you have like an adrenal failure, kidney failure, something like that, thyroid problem, where all of a sudden now you have a medical condition that you are going to have to deal with for the rest of your life, and it's going to affect your performance in life, your work, something like that. So if that happens, that's a critical illness. You get that diagnosed by a doctor, and again, same principles apply. Depending on your policy, maybe it's 90 days, maybe it's 6 months, maybe it's a year until you can start drawing the benefits from that. And it's not from the day where you first think you have it, it's from the day the doctor declares it. So if you think something's going on, get it declared right away so that your clock starts. And then you're going to be able to draw from that policy, so they're going to pay you for that amount. Now, obviously, if you would have to choose the money or choose suffering with some type of critical illness, you're going to choose, why would you take the money and suffer? You just choose not to have it and have your good health. So it's not like this is something that you want to have happen to you. It's something that you get so that you're protected in case it does happen. And they're usually very inexpensive. The last one is called long-term care insurance. And this is like nursing home insurance. So if you're under 60, don't get it. The odds of you having to go to a nursing home are very, very slim. You're more likely to be disabled or to have a critical illness than to go to a nursing home under age 60. And if you get disabled or you get a critical illness and you end up in a nursing home, then that's going to cover you anyway in that instance. So check with your policy to make sure to verify that, but generally that would take care of that because you are in the home as a result of that disability or that critical illness, so they're covering that. But when you turn 60, get yourself a birthday present and get long-term care insurance. What this is it's a premium you pay, and then when you go to the nursing home, when you're whatever, 70 or 80 or 100, then this insurance is going to pay the bill. What does the average nursing home cost? Well, today it's like $5,000 a month. So imagine what it is 50 years from now when you end up there, or you want to end up there, or 30 years from now, it might be $10,000, $20,000 a month. So to have this insurance cover that is going to be a huge benefit for you. And of course, if you've been contributing to other tax-free investments, then you're probably going to have a ton of money in there that you could draw from anyway at that point in time, but this is still good to have. Now, where can you get this type of insurance? So you have disability insurance, critical illness insurance, and long-term care insurance. If you were to go to a broker and buy these, it's going to cost you a lot. So where can you get them? The best place to get this would be to bundle it into a whole life insurance policy, a custom whole life. And why do I say this? Well, because you can get a custom whole life, which is a tax-free investment. It's also a life insurance policy. You get to keep the policy value and the money that you've put in as an investment. In addition, you have the option to add these other riders, the long-term care, the critical illness, and the disability on, and it's usually a very small cost in addition to that premium. And so then what happens is if you end up with any of those things, basically you get to draw your life insurance premium early, not your premium, your policy value early. They don't touch your investment first, the cash value, so they would take it right off of your death benefit, and you would be getting that death benefit while you're still alive because you have these additional policy riders on that policy. And that's usually going to be the cheapest way to do that. So if that's an option for you to get it like that, I would recommend doing something like that. Of course, talk it over with your family or someone you trust, or your financial advisor, your insurance broker, etc., to make sure it's a good fit for you. In addition, if you can't do that, the best place to get disability insurance is through your job. If they offer it, a lot of employers are going away from it. Same thing with critical illness. That's a good spot to get that. Long-term care insurance, if you're under 60 and you can't get it on your life insurance policy, then you just got to wait and see what your options are when that day comes. Now, children who you have parents that maybe are nearing that age, feel free to share this video with them, because a lot of times it's hard for parents to hear things from their kids about financial advice. So sharing a video and saying, hey mom or hey dad, watch this and tell me what you think. They might be thinking, oh great, they're asking me for advice, and then really it turns out that you're priming the well for a conversation of maybe it's time for them to get some long-term care insurance or something like that. So feel free to use that as a segue, share the video, and then talk about it. That's a great way to go. If you have any questions, please comment below and I'll do what I can to help you out. In addition, check out those other videos I mentioned. They're on this channel. You can check them out and watch them to help improve your financial education. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button as well, so that you stay notified when we post future videos, so that you can continue to grow your financial education and make more money and have your money work for you. Until next time.